Hi there, welcome to Rainforest Tip of the Month. In this video, we will cover best practices when capturing elements while writing your rainforest test. The first best practice to go over is capturing small elements. When creating your test, you want to be sure to only capture the area that you need. The reason for the small elements is to reduce test brittleness and maintenance over time. In addition to that, because rainforest tests match on a pixel by pixel basis, if you were to capture a large element as opposed to a small one, when you make changes to the UI, the larger element may fail, whereas the smaller element it is more likely to match and overall reducing the brittleness of your test. So for today, we'll only capture this small element here saying sign up with GitHub, noticing we're only capturing the area that we need. In addition to wanting to be able to be sure that your elements are small, you'll want to be mindful of how you're naming the elements. Because rainforest tests have the ability to run against the tester community, if you choose that option, the more clear and concise you give your element names, the easier it will be for the testers to be able to figure out what the exact step is. So for this specific element, we'll give it sign up with GitHub and click enter. So in addition to looking at the size and naming convention, other things to be mindful of are the uniqueness of your element. As you can see here, if one of our steps were to be terms of service, you'll notice that this is listed twice on this page. Because of that, we'll want to be sure to capture a unique element. That way, the automation bot is clearly able to see which terms of service it needs to click on. So you'll see here, we will select terms of service apply. Once again, being mindful of the naming convention. And then also notice here, you can toggle where you want this pointer to go just to be sure it clicks in the right space. On top of wanting to make sure that this element is unique, we also want to ensure that content matching is always toggled on. The reason being, let's say there's a small change in the UI such as color. The automation bot will fall back on whatever content is written within the element name or captured in the element. That way, it also helps to reduce the brittleness and flakiness of the test. So we'll click enter here. The last area to be mindful of is just around if your elements have a hover and active state. You'll want to be sure to capture these elements when they're in a non-active state. This reduces any confusion that might occur when the element changes color or even text. So once again, we'll select login while it's in a non-active state. So to wrap things up here, we've talked about the size of your elements, the uniqueness, the naming, the hover or active state, as well as content matching. The last element to think about is utilizing wait times. As we know, at times, our environments run a bit slower when they're in staging environments. Totally common. With that in mind, to be able to be ensured that your test doesn't fail because it wasn't able to load in time, you do have the ability to add on wait times. You'll just simply add the wait functionality there. You'll tell the test how long it should wait for before it actually would pass the test or move on to the next step. That's all we've got for today. As always, please feel free to reach out to your dedicated customer success manager. We're always happy to help out, answer any questions regarding Rainforest or Rainforest Test. Thanks so much.